Hey everyone, welcome to Meddkit's Provider Spotlight, where we are interviewing really amazing people in private practice. They have incredible stories for us, they have incredible teaching moments, and we've been doing this since 2020. It's a fun passion project for us, and we interview some of the coolest people all over the United States and even now Canada. So we have that going for us. And today we have a really awesome special guest. Her name is Lauren Schmidt. Hi, Lauren.
Hello.
And a little bit about her. With nearly 2 decades of experience as award-winning event planner, very cool, and floral designer, Lauren discovered her purpose in through a very deep and personal journey of self-discovery. Despite her success, she felt a calling to make a more profound impact on people's lives. This led her to a rapid transformational therapy and her childhood dream of becoming a therapist. Lauren,
Mhm.
welcome. We're so
Thank
excited to
you.
have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so let's dive in. So tell us your story. I'm dying to know, like, your background is super interesting, diverse. Being a planner is almost like being a therapist. So you were kind of already halfway there. So
Yeah.
fill in the gaps for us.
Yeah. So I was, pretty successful at what I was doing as a planner and a floral designer. And I think on outward appearances, I appeared very confident, like I had it all together. Um, Definitely had that perfectionist side where I think most planners do, right? We're very logistical, very organized. And but inside I was not confident at all. And I was very much a people pleaser, scared to death to speak up for what I really wanted, to say no to people, or to let people down, because then I feel like I might be rejected by them, right? Like they wouldn't want me around anymore.
Mhm.
And that also, unfortunately, led me to unconsciously sabotage opportunities because I didn't really feel worthy to have the kind of successes or outcomes that were presented to me. And so there was a lot of conflict that I struggled with, and I struggled a lot in silence. I wasn't sharing it with my husband a lot of times. And, at night I would and in the morning I would wake up with worry. I would feel overwhelmed. I didn't feel worthy to lead my team. Like it was like I felt like an imposter.
Yeah.
So I had so much, inner conflict going on inside of me. And I just remember one night sitting at a restaurant, and it hit me like a light bulb. And it was like, no one can help you but you. Like you have to take care of yourself. No one can do for you, be for you, all of the things that you need. Like you have to do it. And I was like, oh my gosh, but how? Like, what? I'm struggling. I'm in pain. I feel depressed, I'm anxious all the time. And and I remember I was laying in bed. I had a meditation on YouTube, and I was laying in bed and I was praying. I was like, God, help me. Like I am miserable right now. And all of a sudden, this man I had never heard of, called Wayne Dyer, who is amazing, and was amazing at his time, and his legend lives on. His one of his videos came on, and it was talking about how you don't have to struggle. Like our lives we don't have to live a life in pain. We can create our reality. And it was, saying these things. And I went, what? It was like this light bulb. I just was like, oh my gosh, I literally jumped out of bed, like hopped out of bed, and I got down on my knees and I just started crying because it was like the biggest like energy shift, right? It was like this realization that like I don't have I thought being an adult was supposed to be painful. No joke. I know it sounds silly, but that's kind of the terms that I came to, that it had to be hard.
Yeah. A lot
So,
of people suffer in silence. A lot of people beat down on themselves and think this is the
normal.
way, this is how it should be, this is normal.
Yeah,
And I think that's really cool that you saw, within yourself, this journey, this aha moment, which brought you to doing, your own practice and
yes,
it's into transitioning into like, oh, I can help other people like I helped myself. And I want to
absolutely.
provide other people that awakening.
Exactly. And so when I had this, then of course I started researching how I could help myself, right? And I knew that I needed someone to support me and guide me through that because I couldn't do it on my own. I had trouble feeling and knowing what my own struggles were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when I discovered Marissa Peer with rapid transformational therapy, I was like, well, I don't know. Sounds cool, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did it and I was amazed by how fast I started to unravel the layers of what was going on and to start to feel like a sense of peace and hope that, oh my gosh, like I'm worthy of this. I'm worthy of feeling good. I can be confident and starting to step into that.
Yep.
And it's really what I call like stepping into your own power. And really what I was doing was I was rebuilding my own self-worth. And that is so key. We forget about that, right? We
Yep.
give and we give and we give to everybody else around us
Yep.
until we have nothing left for ourselves. We don't even know
No,
what it is to give to ourselves.
people always talk about, when you're on the plane and putting the oxygen mask on, we tend to want to do it for the other person next to us because we're
Yeah,
concerned about them and we care less about, putting on ourselves. But if we don't put it on ourselves, we can't help other people if we're,
absolutely.
unconscious.
It's right, exactly. But we live so much of our life unconsciously, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
a hundred
true.
percent. So through this journey and through opening up your own practice, how is your approach different? Because it is. And, how is it different from, someone probably seeking out and looking for a therapist and they don't know what they're looking for. They're like, I'm so confused. There's so much information
Yeah,
out there. What's like the best way to describe yourself and like how is your approach different?
sure. So I really, when I talk to people, just kind of in a nutshell, right? I help people really to redefine their past,
Yep.
to reconnect with their mind and their body because we often forget about our body, right? We neglect it. But the body is what holds all of our emotions, past and present. And so, really reconnecting with the mind and the body and shifting the mindset. So, once they're able to redefine their past and to let go, to give it a new meaning, right? All those past beliefs that we've stored in our subconscious mind for so long, and we give it new meaning, then we're shifting our mindset. And so then we're able to say, okay, well, now I can go from like a problem solving construct, meaning like everything is a problem that I have to solve, to more of I am intentionally creating a life. They don't see the negativity so much, right? They're not triggered. They're able to be more resilient, more resourceful, more empowered. They know their value. And so what I do is I work with in both the conscious and the subconscious mind, and obviously with the body. So really reconnecting our entire selves, I guess, if you will. Um, because what I have found is that the subconscious mind is where all of our memories are stored through our entire life. That's the acceptor of information. And so our conscious mind is our acceptor and rejector. So it's our ego. It's combats with us, right?
Yeah.
It's like I want to do this. Oh no, but you can't. You must.
Yeah. That
We
push and
are
pull. Yeah.
push and pull. but subconscious won't. Subconscious just can show us what's really going on, where our pain started, where the core beliefs started, right? And
Mhm.
so once the client can identify that and we can connect the dots, oh my gosh, they they're like, I totally get it now. They can see it through different eyes. So something that happened that was really painful as a child, they're looking at it as an adult now. They can see it through adult eyes, through a whole different perspective.
Yeah,
Or maybe something that was super painful, right? And it is what it is. Like it just was bad. We can attach a different meaning to it and they can become more indifferent, if you will, because they don't have to go through and experience that again,
sure.
right? Right. They're not a child. They're not 8 years old anymore,
Right.
whatever it is. So we look at those beliefs and then really reframe them and give them a different interpretation. And now we're building new neural pathways in their brain. So now they have a whole different way that they're thinking and they're feeling. And so now their body is changing too. So the physical issues start resolving, and so we're just, really also at the same time is reestablishing core needs.
Yeah. No, I mean, what you're saying is really interesting because when we maybe think about therapy or talking to someone, we think about here and up. What
Mm-hmm.
is going on in this region, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
really do forget about how all of this feels. And
Mm-hmm.
with stress and depression, what all that can do to the body and how
Right.
horrible it can make you feel. But we're only concerned about what's happening up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, which kind of leads me into my next question about, misconceptions and
Mm-hmm.
really what is rapid transformational therapy, like what do you find that maybe people are asking a lot, what really is this, or is it really this or that,
Mm-hmm.
or what
Mm-hmm.
what would you say that you really want people to know about what you do, or
Um,
debunking misconceptions, one or the other?
I mean, well, I think so, when we talk about how I work in the subconscious, how do I do that? What's my approach? And it's utilizing hypnotherapy. So the client goes into a state of hypnosis.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the misconception is like, oh, you're going to make me do something I don't want to do, or you're going to have control over my mind. Absolutely not true. We actually operate like 90 to 95% of our day in a state of hypnosis. And what that means is we're not operating in beta brainwave, which is conscious mind. We're operating in subconscious mind, which is alpha. It's automation, automatic. So if you think about you going to work, right? Or going to the grocery store, a place that you've gone to 100 times.
Sure.
You get there, you get out of the car and you go, huh, I don't even remember driving here. I don't remember how I got here. Because why? Automation. You were in a state of
True.
hypnosis, if you will.
Yeah.
The subconscious mind was activated because it's something you already know how to do.
Yeah, it's like just
Yeah,
like
just knows.
yeah.
Yeah. Or when you're focused, you're like super focused on a project.
Yeah.
Somebody comes in the room, you didn't even know they were there and they startle you. Because
Yeah.
why? Yeah. And so
Cool.
um, I would say that's the biggest. So I would say to anybody out there considering any sort of, hypnotherapy, it's so easy to go into hypnosis. I can show you right here, right now. It is all we're doing is we're activating our alpha brainwave.
Mhm.
You are completely in control. You remember everything. You're talking just like you and I are talking right now. I
Yeah.
would say the only difference is that your body feels very relaxed. Your eyes are closed, but we're talking.
Right.
And your mind is actually more focused. So when I'm talking to you and say we're focusing on depression
Yeah.
and I am asking you questions specific about the depression, your subconscious mind is giving you information about that depression in a very focused way. So whereas if we were just talking, you and I, in conscious mind and beta brainwave, we might very more much more easily go on a different tangent. Like you might start talking about something totally different. So it's easier in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable. Like I think
Mhm.
a lot of your approach is also making people feel really comfortable in the
Absolutely.
space that they are with you. And I think that's really
Mhm.
important because you're able to let go more. If you're not thinking about how nervous you are, like what this other person thinks of you, I think your demeanor also really helps with that and helping letting people let go so they can
Yeah,
emerge and so they can, sit there and be like, okay, I can feel relaxed enough to do this. And I think that's really awesome that you provide that for people. It's very hard to find in this world.
absolutely. Yeah, and it is so important, right? Because honestly, my philosophy is I don't believe that therapy needs to endure for years on end.
Yeah.
I feel like we can get to the core of the issues and we can resolve them with the right support and the right guidance and the right tools, right? And
Yeah.
every client is different.
Yeah.
So techniques and tools that I use with one who's experiencing anxiety or depression, I might not use with another because it's all what comes up for that person, for that individual.
Yeah.
Um,
I like that it's very individualized. It's,
mhm,
everyone has different things come up for different people. This is far from cookie cutter. And so you
it is.
adjust what you do
Mhm.
based on what that person needs.
Yeah, absolutely. And the wonderful thing about this type of therapy is that it there are an array of issues. I mean, you name it, from mental and emotional to physical issues that RTT can really help to resolve and transform. So, I mean, because we're going from, you know, when the person can understand what's really truly what caused it, they have power now.
Yeah.
They're empowered to change and to be, they'll never be the same,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. When you can have understanding of your distress pattern,
Mm-hmm.
where that might come up in other parts of your life,
Yep.
you can maybe go into a situation that's alike and say, oh, this is typically where this thing came up for me. But now that
Yeah.
I have a little bit of understanding, I can say, okay, like I got
Yes.
this now. This isn't so bad. Like,
Not so scary. Yeah.
not
And
so
that,
scary.
yeah. And, one of the things that is so interesting is that, as human beings, we're actually designed to avoid discomfort, right? To avoid things that are scary, that are unfamiliar because they feel unsafe. And so, we tend to stay in a problem pattern. We know it hurts, but we're used to it. And the mind says, hey, we're used to this. This is comfortable.
Yeah, I
You
know the
know?
devil.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, but being, since we're talking about depression, sensations of feeling happiness or peace and calm and lovable, that's unfamiliar, man. That is scary. I don't know if I can go there. And I actually experienced that too when I was a teenager. I had a spell of depression, and I remember thinking, "Oh no, feeling happy? Mm-mm, mm-mm. I don't. That's too weird. I don't think I can do that." Isn't that strange? But it's how we are literally hardwired to stay in our familiar patterns. And so if you're able to say, and then what happens is like when people are in so much pain and struggle that that becomes more unbearable than the unknown,
Yeah.
that's when they decide to change.
Yeah. And you have to be ready, but I love everything that you said. It's funny. how I feel about some of this is like it's we make things so complicated as humans,
Mhm.
and if we could only see how uncomplicated it is, and if our mind would just stop for a second to realize that, this can actually be easy. I can gain a little understanding, but our mind tries to protect us, goes through all these hoops to make us crazy, right? And like
Yeah,
think about all these things. So, in the spirit of all this, obviously mental health is something that, thankfully, many people are starting to talk more about.
right.
People are seeking out more resources and more avenues, and people are realizing that they don't quite want to live like this anymore,
Yeah.
and they're being vocal about it. So, what do you think that you can give to some of the audience today that are watching? What are some tips that you can give us that we can, take action on today, tomorrow, something that's easy that we can, do to just better our mental health? What would you say to us?
Well, there's a lot actually, but very, very quickly, I would say meditate every day or as much as you can. Make meditation a habit. And the reason why is meditation will put you into an alpha brainwave state. It also calms your body and puts you more into homeostasis, which allows your body to heal. So when you can do that, people take for granted, oh, I don't want to take 15 or 20 minutes out for a break in my day. Oh man, it's the best thing that you can do. I actually have a couple of meditations on YouTube that you guys are more than welcome to go check out. One for relaxation, one for boosting your energy. So I would say meditation is amazing and so helpful. I would also say really start becoming aware of and pay attention to your thoughts. What are you thinking about yourself and about the world around you? Are they negative, critical, angry, resentful? Because those are the kind of emotions and that really can make us sick
Sure.
and really can keep us stuck in our negative patterns. And so what we have to know is that every thought that we think creates our reality either now or in the future.
Mm,
Just think about that for a second. So if you're having the same type of thoughts every day,
yeah,
we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, depending on how long we're awake. Think about that. And if you're thinking the same type of thoughts every day and you're creating, there's a lot of negativity going on that's also creating a physical response in your body too. Those chemicals are releasing all that. Your brain is releasing a lot of cortisol and adrenaline, right? And so that's not good for our body over a long period of time. So illnesses, chronic illnesses and fatigue issues, insomnia, migraines. Yeah.
100%. No, I love that. I think I love the meditation piece. It's something that
Mm-hmm.
I have been doing too. And, even just in the morning before I start, my day. And it's just like, okay, I'm just going to
Me
close my
too.
eyes, sit in this
Yep.
recliner. And it's amazing the days that I do it and then the days that I don't. Or the days
Yeah.
that I don't go outside for a walk or something like that.
Yeah.
It's so different. And so I love the little tips that you can give people because they're so doable. Like you
Yeah.
really can just sit there
Yes.
like, for five, even if it's just
5
5 minutes.
minutes. And I personally, like for me, I love guided meditations because I love visualization and instruction. And because our mind works in two ways, it works by the words that we hear and say, and it works by the pictures we create. And our imagination is more powerful than our logical mind. So if you can use visualization and imagination in your meditation to feel a certain way, to experience something that you want, that you desire, that you love, just for the sake of having it, just for the sake of doing it, just for the sake of feeling good. You're shifting your chemical response, right? From your brain into your body. And it's very powerful. And then I would say just really two more things really quickly,
Yeah.
especially for our caregivers and our people pleasers and our perfectionists. Um,
Oh, everybody listen up, especially me. I'm the one that needs to open my ears the most on this one. Keep going, Lauren.
okay, open your ears.
I'm opening
And
my ears.
it's not new. It's not new, but hear this and internalize it and do it is make time and take time for your self care. Do something. I don't care how long it is, but do something that you love just for you. Like if it's a massage, if it's a walk, whatever it is that just benefits you and fuels your soul,
Yep,
do it, right? You deserve it. Like you can keep giving and giving and giving to everybody, and then you're just an empty shell eventually, right?
100%.
So take care of yourself. And then I would say too, um, acknowledge your wins every day,
Yeah,
your blessings, the opportunities that came your way, even if those opportunities didn't work out exactly like you thought they would. Acknowledge your wins because the more that you can look at the positive, the more the positive will come into your life. Because remember, what we think and what we feel creates our reality.
I love that.
Yeah.
100%. Someone told me once, about, giving gratitude, being thankful really helps being positive. But even when some of the negative things happen,
Yeah.
say, oh, I had the opportunity to like learn or, through this situation, I had the opportunity. And that was like the word is like, oh, yeah, like I did have the opportunity. It was didn't feel so great at the time, but I had the opportunity to learn so that I can grow, which positive. So, Lauren, this has been amazing. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for
You're welcome.
us for giving us all these great little tidbits to take on with us during our mornings, our nights, our days. And if you can just tell us before you leave how people can get in touch with you. If they want to
Absolutely.
learn more, they want to know more about you, they want to book a session with you, tell us how we can find you.
Yes,
All the ways.
absolutely. All the ways.
All the ways.
Yeah. So my website is risetherapyworks.com. And my socials for Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Rise Therapy Works. So it's all the same, very easy. And I really do hope to hear from you and ask me any questions. I'm excited to learn more about, you and help however I can.
Amazing. Lauren, this has been such a pleasure. We hope to have you on again. More tidbits. Everyone needs
Yes.
them. I think this was fabulous. Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.